There they are. I didn't understand why the screen was just black. It's been a while. We haven't done a show since November 16th. Did you guys know that?
It's been so long.
Mm-hmm.
November. That was the week before Thanksgiving, and we're like, oh yeah, we'll be back in December, no problem. Didn't happen.
And then December happened.
Man,
Yeah,
those
then
holidays.
people start traveling and all that stuff. But we're back. It's 2016. I guess what's the threshold on saying Happy New Year? Is it any time you see someone in 2016 that you haven't seen yet?
January.
I feel like January.
I think January, yeah.
So the cutoff January 31st, 11:59. You're good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, at that point, just stop.
All right,
Stop saying Happy New Year.
Tell the
So
world.
it's just-
We
It's
decided.
not you don't want it to be happy. It's just it's not new anymore. It's you're a 12th of the way
Right.
in. Doesn't count. It's fine. Happy this
true.
year.
You are 12th way in. Hopefully we don't do a full hour catch-up episode, but if we do, I'm sorry. It might just happen. Dodgers got engaged. Wheat's been doing crazy stuff. Kaitlyn's been doing crazy stuff, and Adam's kind of sick today. So I don't know what else Adam's been
Oh,
doing.
poor Adam.
I'm good. It's cool. It's fine.
There you go. So thanks for trooping out, Adam. We'll start with you.
Of course.
We'll just get you out of the way first, even though you're probably doing DM stuff. What have you been doing for 2 months, man?
I've been doing what I've been doing.
What the fuck does that mean? You're just
I
saying
started-
words that don't mean anything.
I started playing Hearthstone. Thanks, Kaitlyn.
Ooh.
Well, that's
Tell them what deck.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, no, I've joined the cancerous mass of Secret Paladin, and it's working out pretty good. So far.
Ooh.
Listen, I don't play to fuck around. I play to win, and it's working great.
Amen, Adam. Amen. Amen. Face
Listen,
hunter
so
all
this
day
is-
for that exact rereason.
There's a dark version of me that I had buried somewhere deep below under a pile of Magic cards.
Okay.
Like I used to
talking, I'm
play
into it.
Magic. I used to play Magic competitively for a
not-
couple
nope.
of years.
I'm out of it.
I know, and I was like, "Yep, no, that Adam is dead. He's gone. I sold my Magic cards. I moved on." But you know, I'm opening packs, and I'm like, I could feel it. I could feel the dark side. And yeah, so
we
I've been-
need
I've been
how
doing that.
much did you sell your cards for? Like what ballpark number? How hardcore were you?
I remember, and it's. I mean, you got to take into account like Magic cards change cost over time, but I paid my rent for several months on the cards that I sold.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
How many Dark Lotus Eye did you have?
I don't think I ever had any of the really fancy stuff. I only had cards that were good to play, not just to like look at and sell on eBay.
There you go.
Wasn't
Wasn't Black Pearl another expensive card?
What's that?
Am I just making cards up now? Was
Yeah,
it
there's
only-
a set. There's a set of cards that came out in the like original set that are like way overpowered and totally not legal to play. But there's so few of them. I think it's like 9 of them, and they're all like several $100 a piece. Yeah, Hearthstone is triggering some of those feelings. Those like, yeah, so I'm gonna just make the best deck and just kill people, and everyone's gonna hate me.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So, back
Nope.
in the original Hearthstone days, opening packs was like a big deal. You could get a lot of viewers just opening packs. Is that still a thing? Do people still care to watch you open packs?
Yeah, that's the last 2 times
Okay.
that I streamed.
Okay.
I had like 60 packs because people like I open them and then people donate and they're like, all right,
Right.
open more packs. I'm like,
Open more, right.
I remember
Okay,
going
just-
to the local comic book shop and opening Magic card packs.
Yeah.
And then they'd be like, "Do you want another one?" I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
just one more. Just one more."
Exactly.
Just one more."
Yeah. Yeah.
How many
It's a-
viewers did you have then, JP?
I mean, we had at
4
least
people
10.
watching over you.
At
Like-
least 10.
like just.
Yeah.
Alright, he's about
My
to
brother
open it.
was an employee there, so we would set it up, and he
Nice.
would use me to get more Magic cards sold. So he would be like, "If you
Yeah,
buy
I
5
worked-
right now, I'll give you an extra pack." I'd be like,
I
"Oh,
worked
shit."
at a game store during like that dark period, and so that was the thing. Is like my whole day was just being around Magic cards, just being like, okay, watching people open packs and trading cards, and just, that was the thing. And yeah, I think it's because you get some of that like endorphin rush of like, oh my god, they're gonna get something good, but you're not actually personally invested in it at all. So like if it
I
ends
didn't
up
even
being
know what was
bad-
good. I just opened cards, was like, "That looks pretty cool." That's all I like that artwork. That's
Yeah.
all I cared about. So I understand, Adam. Have you gotten any good legendaries?
A few, yeah. Nothing that I was like using, but my legendary collection has grown somewhat.
Okay.
It's a
Gold
weird
legendaries.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, right? Because it's like this totally like even Magic cards or any other CCG, the value of any given card is so arbitrary and just like made up. And then to go a whole other level to be like, you're not actually getting a physical object at all. It's just like, here's a sparkly JPEG. Hooray! Like, you had a 1 in 1,000 chance to open a sparkly JPEG. Good
I
work.
really wonder what would happen if, and they'll never do it because they want to retain all the monies. But if Blizzard ever was like, yeah, you can trade Hearthstone cards now,
Yeah.
or you can sell Hearthstone cards.
There'd definitely be a market, I'm sure.
There would
but
be an
that's-
insane market for that shit. Although it would probably depreciate very quickly, I would think. Anyways,
I think the golden legendaries, some of them are a bit better than that. Like the Archmage Antonidas, you get like golden fireballs and
Yeah. I mean, it's not like a new thing either. Like Dota and League and HOTS all do that. Like they're basically just skins for the stuff you already have. Like there are definitely people who, I'm sure, just like in Magic, like made sure that every single card in their deck is a gold, whatever. Yeah. And so, then they look super pro and cool.
wait, can you buy Hearthstone accounts? Couldn't you just sell your
Not
your
legally.
battle? Yeah, I mean not
Yeah,
legally.
Yeah.
But couldn't you just sell your battle? Blizzard's gonna really like me for saying this.
Like they
Couldn't you
are
just
ready.
sell-
They're listening right this moment, JP. They know.
They're gonna ban
already.
my second account.
I forget
Like-
how
There it is.
I forget how long you'd have to play or to get all the cards legally, but just get the base cards. It's like impossible to get them legally. People that have full gold sets, their teams give them money to like open the sets. Or I guess they just do the streams where they're opening card packs. Like to have full golds of everything is like
Does anyone have that?
Yeah, I know some people have that. And they tell me that like their teams give them like $500 to open packs on a server when a new expansion comes out, so they can have all the cards.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Hearthstone.
Yeah, you gotta look baller, right? You got when you come up against your opponent, you gotta intimidate them with your sparkly cards.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, besides getting into crack cocaine, what else have you been dealing? What else have you been doing?
I've been missing Mirrorshades, man. That's what I've been doing. I've been listening to a lot of synthwave in preparation for. See, there was an article that came out a little while ago. I posted on Twitter about the kind of like rise of synthwave and all the these French electronic artists that play music that. Yeah, that's like especially with electronic music, and they play all this stuff that like is just like Perturbator and the dudes that did the soundtrack for Drive. They're all like kind of this sort
Kavinsky?
of new. Yeah. Kavinsky's kind of
awesome. Kavinsky's Odd Look with The Weeknd is the best song ever made. I'm just throwing that out there. You should listen to it.
Yeah,
It's true.
It's like a thing, and it's taking on a lot more mainstream acceptance that like people are like, oh yeah, cool, like stuff that sounds like we remember the '80s sounding, but it's really similar to Shadowrun in that it's this sort of like retro futuristic sound where it's like, yeah, music didn't actually sound like that in the '80s, just people think that it did. And so it has this very kind of like nerpsy cyberpunk vibe that of an '80s that never really happened, which I think is really cool. So I've been listening to a lot of that.
Did you watch The Date? The Mirrorshades animation?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
that was
did.
so cool.
Oh, it was so
Damn.
cool. Yeah,
The thing was pretty cool.
yeah.
There was a lot of people involved with that. I think I'm just gonna read their names. Drummer Boy was involved with that. Dying Go and Alarnia were the two animators. Markatron was for the backgrounds. Cosney for the motion graphics, and then of course Drummer Boy was making the music. But they put up a video of everything kind of that they had done with it because the scope of the project was too large. It was still pretty fucking cool. It was like 5 or 6 minute long
It was
video.
still dope.
It was still good. If you guys haven't seen that and you're a fan of Mirrorshades, you'll appreciate it. Just look it up on the internet. It's called The Date.
Yeah, even as far in as we are, and as many shows as we've done, it's still so surreal for me to see like fan art of things that we've just like described. Like still, even now, someone will post a picture of a character, and I'll just be like, how is this real? Like, how did you take a thing out of my head and draw it? That's so weird. Yeah, so this was like a whole other level of intense. Yeah, that thing's really cool.
And then someone, oh god, I wish I could remember his name. Nikki posted a fully rendered UE4 Crusher today.
Oh yeah, that's
What?
right. Yeah.
It's pretty fucking legit. I'm just gonna show it. It's gonna look crazy on here. But look at that.
Oh God, I only saw his face
Whoa.
in the thumbnail, but now I'm like seeing the whole fucking model. That's
It's,
crazy.
it's a
Yeah.
1080p 60 render.
Oh my god, that's
Of
fucking
Crusher.
What the
insane,
shit?
dude.
That's so cool.
It's pretty cool. He's spent a
He
long
even
time on
looks
this.
like an asshole.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
He spent a long
Oh
time
my
on
god.
this.
That looks exactly like how I picture Crusher.
I love his throne of ammo boxes.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
nailed
so
it.
good.
Now I'm gonna see you with chops.
There you go.
Mutton shops.
Yeah.
I think I even said that I had the nose ring in like the first episode, didn't I?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't remember
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like a 2-minute long video. That's out there on the internet. I retweeted that if you want to go watch it yourself. I don't know if he has plans of doing the rest of the cast. I know this took a long. I think he worked on this for like at least 6 months.
Jeez. It looks like it though.
Yeah.
has a
What
lot
you
of
don't
detail.
know is that the Kickstarter for the full Crusher game is coming next month. So all that work is gonna pay off.
It's gonna be a Telltale Adventure. Presents,
Just go
RollPlay.
around. There's only one answer, just like fuck everything
you.
else. Yeah.
Yeah, your options are always to flip
You
them
try
bird.
you try to click the other options, then it just ends the game. It's like game over. You messed up. Exactly. So yeah, shout out to all that stuff. There's been a lot of just fan art for all the roleplay stuff while we've been gone. Someone made a fan intro for Swan Song as well. I haven't looked at that. I haven't seen that yet, but that exists.
Yeah, I saw that on the subreddit. Yeah, it was really cool.
But yeah,
I think Mirrorshades, especially of a lot of the shows, is like a very like visual kind of experience. Like we make a point of describing things in a very specific way, and it's already kind of got built in that kind of chrome cyberpunk aesthetic, and it's I think led to a lot of some of my favorite fan art, like those like 70s anime looking like group portraits. The one of the characters
Yeah.
looking at the Polaroid. Yeah, those are so good.
so that's Kedden, or I think it's pronounced Kedden in chat. He says he does have plans to make the rest of the cast. So there you go.
Aw.
Whoa,
Sweet.
crazy.
So cool, man.
So that's,
I don't know. There's so many like really good Mirrorshades fan arts, but I think one of my favorite is the same guy did one of Bon Bon and Breakdown on the car on the phone. Then he also did one of Night Sass and Crusher, where like Crusher was protecting Night Sass, and the colors he used and the aesthetic was so good. I don't know
Yeah,
what
yeah. I
that
think I know
style's
the ones you're
called.
talking about.
I'll try to find that. It's been there's a lot. I don't know how I could actually find that on just by googling. But there you go. Well,
man.
cool.
Mm.
What have you been up to?
Oh shit. Well, since we last did the show, I was leaving to go on a cruise vacation, which was incredible. I loved it. And then I came back and had that holiday thing going on. In that time, I got Mini-Wheat a drone, and we played with the drone for a little bit to the point where I was like, it's too awesome. We need another drone. Like, we need to fly our drones together. So we now have twin
Drones fly together, and then you just did a flying
but
V.
so what's so awesome about them is that first off, they're freaking amazing. Like, it's really, really awesome how much control and maneuverability you have over a drone. And I have to believe that because we spend so much time in 3D virtual spaces, it is actually super easy to pick up. Like anything, it takes a little practice. But it's pretty awesome. Like, he'll fly his around, and these things are so resilient. Like, you can just replace parts for cents that, he'll fly around, and I'll try to, like, knock him out of the air, and we'll, have little challenges and race. It's awesome. We haven't taken him outside yet, so it's all been, like, indoors. I don't know how that's gonna go, but that's been a blast. And then on the job front, my team has expanded, and it's been unbelievably awesome. So, like, real life
Are you
job
saying you
stuff,
like
it's
bossing
been great.
people around?
I mean, if this shows
I'm
any
not-
indication,
Yeah,
yes.
I know, right?
I actually,
I was
know,
thinking
Who's
Like-
fighting you for
You know what I
leadership
like
at Twitch
to
right
do,
now?
JP, one of my favorite quotes is that I just want to work with people who give a fuck as much as I do, and that's what I feel like I have right now, and it's really awesome. So.
Nice.
Yeah, everything's going good there. Been watching a lot of TV, Making a Murderer.
I can't bring myself to watch that because I don't want to get too upset.
I really
Dude.
want to watch that, and I haven't done it yet.
I just finished it on the weekend. Man, fuck the police is all I gotta
So
say.
it makes me like embarrassed to just that something like this could happen. That there's that. At least that it doesn't prompt more investigation from higher powers, but it also, like, you can kind of understand why, because, like, and I won't go too much into it, but, like, imagine, why wouldn't the Supreme Court look into something that was an injustice within our justice system? Because a guilty verdict for something like that means that our justice system failed. And that is a more resounding statement than there being inconsistencies in a guy being convicted. And it's fucking mind-blowing, this shit. Like, JP, you have every right to not watch it because it will make you angry. But it makes you angry, I think, for the right reasons. Like, people need to be fucking angry about this shit. And not that I think necessarily like a Netflix documentary, I hope it can do some good, at least like looking into things more or exposing things to a point where it can't be kind of shut. But it is fucking an excellent piece of work. And I know there's another side. And of course, they present it from a defense perspective. And I'm like, dude, even if there was more like things to offer from a prosecution perspective, there's enough fuck up in what the defense doesn't get in terms of consideration that, like, I would hope that someone would, look into. It's incredible.
Did you listen to Serial? First season of Serial when it was
I was
out?
gonna say it's been sounding like a video version
It
of
is.
Serial.
It's very
I
Serial.
think that was a big inspiration for it.
Yeah, this is the NPR thing, right?
Serial, yeah, it's
Yeah.
the
Or it's a podcast.
It's a podcast. It's like a This American Life sort of sponsored. It's a
Yeah,
10-part.
yeah.
But it's pretty much the same jam where it's like there's a case that happened and they're like looking into it. And I find people's reaction to both Serial and this show are interesting in that like people watch this and are like, well, we should start a petition. And it's like, okay, but I mean that's not, you can't, like, doesn't matter how many signatures you get. They're not going to be like, well, 90,000 people say we should just, you're free to go, sir. The internet says you can leave now.
But people get
got 4,000
educated,
likes on your Facebook
informed. But you're right. Like, what action can I take that could possibly make a difference? And maybe that's a shitty attitude to have, but, like, realistically, and that's the part that makes it even more depressing, is like I'm going through the 8th stage of having watched this series, which is like I'm fucking nothing in this system. There is nothing I can do to make a difference about what happened.
You get to a point where eventually you realize all you can do is just burn that mother down.
Right, exactly. So
what's the injustice?
Well, I mean, it's so the interesting thing about this, I'll tell it from my perspective. When I started watching this, I totally thought this was going to be a different case every episode series. I had no idea that they were spanning 10 episodes over one case. I knew nothing about it going into it. But in the first episode, they talk about how an individual was wrongly convicted and really the procedural inconsistency and like bias that went into his conviction. And he spent 18 years in jail. And after 18 years, they were able to do a DNA test that actually exonerated him from the crime. So he comes out. He's kind of still the town black sheep. This takes place in a smaller town. And a few years later, there is a murder that essentially the exact same thing happens where it's just sort of a lot of... I mean, now it takes like 10 minutes to go into, but basically he becomes the center of it, right?
Wow.
Really interesting shit.
Yeah.
I guess the most you can do is there's a lot of really good defense lawyers that specialize in those cases. So I mean, I don't think we're like helpless, like to the system we are. But you could have a petition to get their attention about the case because they do respond to that.
I think the thing that kind of gets glossed over and that we didn't mention is this dude is poor as fuck. And
the defense lawyers that I'm talking about.
Yeah, he can't afford.
But they will take on prolific cases. So if people did like make a petition and made it prolific in some way, it could get their attention. Or I guess they could like raise money for a lawyer. I don't know.
There's I mean, just like from a few other perspectives, there's like a lot of and I hate this in any aspect of life, but there is a lot of instances where they take advantage of the lack of intelligence in some of these individuals involved, and it is really just fucking shameful. And it's just like, God, it makes me sick to even be a fucking human that someone could do that.
The whole point is, though, I think if you watch it and think about like the intentions of the various parties, the cop's job is not to like make sure the right guy goes to jail and like serve justice. Their job is to close cases.
Yeah.
And so for them, once they've got a good like lead on what they think they can hammer into a case, that's usually where they go after, right? Where they're like, well, let's just make this one stick and be done with it, and we'll move on to the next thing.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, we won't turn this into, what it is now. Really incredible, thought-provoking stuff, whether you take, either perspective. It's not necessarily clear-cut. There's plenty of people that I've watched or talked to that have watched it that still believe, like X is guilty or Y is guilty or that didn't go down, But great way to spend 10 hours. I would say it's really good. So... I know there was something else I wanted to say. Watch. I mean, obviously, then Star Wars happened, and we've kind of talked about that on all the different shows. Gaming wise, I played Tomb Raider, and I know everyone's going to play it when it comes out on PC.
Did you like it?
I liked it. I thought the ending was stupid compared to the first
one. I saw a little bit
one.
of you on Twitter saying the ending sucked.
I mean, it's just like.
I'm only like a quarter of the way in. How long did it take you to beat it?
It took me, like I looked at the clock at the end. No, a little bit longer, but I spent some time collecting and shit, which I ended up abandoning about 75% in because you just, I stopped collecting the moment I was like, I'm so powerful that I'm just going to fucking Lara Croft all this shit up and to the point where no one's gonna fuck with me. I did have a major problem with the game, and I actually I don't believe that it's a spoiler, but I want to talk about it because maybe there's something I missed, and when you all play it, you can think about this, right?
Okay.
There's one thing that you need, obviously a good guy, and you need a bad guy. And usually the bad guy has an action, what he or she is trying to achieve. Mm-hmm. But then behind that, there's usually a motive. And the fucking bad guy lacked a motive. And the whole game, I'm sitting here thinking that it's going to be some huge reveal because I'm like, dude, this is fucking when are they going to reveal why he's doing this shit? Because that. And they never do. And I just don't why do you not get... And that got us talking about Die Hard, which...
It's logical jump there.
Right. No, the reason why is because it's
Christmas time, you gotta talk about Die Hard.
Hans Gruber, his motive, makes that movie 10 times better because he's like... Yo, I'm stealing this money. And at one point, there is, and credit to Contini for this, there is a point in which Miss McClane gives this huge tirade about what a piece of shit Hans Gruber is. And in it, she says, a petty thief. And he goes, excuse me, but I am an exceptional thief. And that was awesome motive. And this guy fucking doesn't have dick for motive. And it doesn't make any, so... I feel like this was almost fucking Tomb Raider filler game. I swear to God.
The last one wasn't?
No, the last one had the best payoff in any Tomb Raider game based off Legacy.
I forgot it's been so long. It's been 3 years since I played that. So
look,
I think the last one wasn't a real game.
In the last one, dude, the whole game I'm sitting there going man, this is kind of cool, violent. I'm like, where is her twin pistols? And then in the fucking end, it's she catches the second one.
I remember that.
That's fucking awesome. And then, of course, they take them away. She doesn't have them in the second game either.
Yeah, I was going to say, in the second game, she doesn't have them, though.
It's but I feel like it's just a fucking filler episode.
Well, maybe they'll have DLC. Have they announced DLC for that?
I don't know.
They'll probably put out
DLC for
something.
the first one.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there won't be. I don't know. I don't know if there's DLC or not. I have no idea.
Her butler was called Alfred, right?
I don't think
From like
his.
the
Alfred's
second game.
I forget.
I want to say it's Winston, but
Oh,
Well,
okay.
if it was,
Whatever
yeah, I
it
was to
is.
say Alfred is Batman's butler.
Yeah,
so
it
they
is
named the same
Batman's.
thing.
It's Winston,
Batman's,
yeah, it's
but-
Winston.
Okay, Winston.
is it?
Winston
I don't-
Smith.
I don't know why.
God, I'm a Tomb Raider fanboy. Yeah.
You know when you like have this idea but you've never put it into words? And I finally realized what it is. For like the past 15 years or maybe longer, I've always had this feeling that there would be a version of Tomb Raider where Winston is like the final boss, like the bad guy turns out to be him. It's like maybe this guy was Winston's brother or something like that, you know? And that's they were like, no, we can't actually do it. So they just like scrapped it out of the script. But
Can't do that to Winston, man.
Can't do
Well,
that.
isn't that the trope, right? The butler did it. Like, isn't that the whole?
Yeah.
That's true. That's too easy. It's too
Yeah.
easy.
And I guess I don't know to wrap it up. Like I got a tablet, a drawing tablet, because I was
Oh
like,
yeah,
you know,
I saw you do a creative stream.
yeah. So I did my first creative stream, which is
Aw.
like really interesting because as someone who streams, it is usually never difficult to just turn on your stream and like have a plan and do something. And then you're sitting there in front of all these people and it's like, wow, this truly is like getting up on a stage and just like opening yourself up to let everyone see your creative process. And it's different when it's just like a spoken creative process versus, you know, something like that where I found myself almost like naked for the first time streaming, and I thought that was really interesting. I don't know if
Can
that
I
makes
show your
sense.
drawing?
Sure. Yeah, I did like
That's the wrong site.
I did like an
Aw.
AGDQ because it was happening and it was during the Metroid run. So it's like Zero Suit Samus holding one of the animals that you saved, but they fucking killed the animals. So fuck them. Fuck the people who donated $124,000 to make that happen. Anyway, yeah.
So I don't know how I've totally missed it. I
Don't
watched
say you've never
AGDQ.
watched. Don't say you've never watched it.
What?
Okay. Are you about to say you've never watched AGDQ? I was about to get real upset.
No, I watch it every time.
Oh, okay.
But for some reason I have no idea where the kill the animals, save the animals thing came from or what it means.
You know, I'll give you the 5 second, the 25
Okay.
second. So basically, there is I don't believe there is a reason in Super Metroid why this exists, but there is a room on your, you know, in a Metroid game, like the end is always escape, right? Yeah. Timer's going down, and there's a room that you can go into during the escape, and if you shoot the wall, there are these animals. Like there's like that animal that I drew is actually like from a pixelated animal that's in this room, and there's like a
Okay.
weird bird-looking thing. So the idea is that if you like save those animals, and I should also say during the ending, there's a little tiny dot that you see if you save the animals, like you visibly see them go away on their own little spaceship.
Aw.
Right.
Well, Dodgers made her mind
Okay,
up.
I don't know why it's there, but so if you do that while you're speed running, you're gonna have a worse time. So the
Right.
idea is that it always culminates at the end of AGDQ, and people donate. Do they save the animals or do they kill the animals? Depending on what you donate, they either go and shoot the block to let them escape, or they try to get the best time, which is by killing the animals, not saving them. Right. So
I
that's.
see.
And you know, it's interesting from a speedrunner perspective because like it's always a fight to save the animals because a speedrunner cares about playing the game faster, and which
Right.
I like that shit. But there you go. That's
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how I've always missed that. Like every time I watch it, people donate and are like, save the animals, kill the animals. And I'm like,
Right.
I've never been able to figure out what this joke is. So,
yeah.
I'm glad.
no,
Thank you. Now I
that's
know.
There you
that's
go.
a good that's a good question. So I think the other cool thing about doing creative is that I'm learning along the way because I've never done digital art before. So that was actually the first time I've ever drawn anything on a
Did you
computer.
get like a Wacom tablet, or what did you get?
I got a I don't even know the name of it. It's like a UGM 708, and it's a $60 tablet. And like so far, I'm like, holy shit, this is. I mean, there's probably a tablet that's $400. It's 1,000 times better, but I'm like, I can draw on this thing. So I feel like I've made a pretty good investment because I was about to go buy one of those fucking Intuit monitors just to start drawing on. I'm like, I've never done digital art before. Like, let me start here. But it's like totally different. I've only ever drawn with a pencil. So that also is fucking cool to sort of go through and experience.
Those are some really good lines in the drawing. Like, I'm really surprised. This is your first time using a tablet.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I said like I was saying on Twitter, like it's really interesting. You can tell where your like artistic style was formed because it looks, like I said on Twitter, like it looks like that kind of 90s image comic. Like I know you, and I'm like, I know why Wheat draws like this. Like
Looks a little bit like Gen 13 or whatever.
Yeah, I can see where you like learned to like art, and you can just see that like coming out. And I think that speaks to your point about feeling kind of like exposed when you're creating something because you can't. And this is true for role-playing games too. Is I think you can't create something without it being in some way like a part of who you are. Like there's things that just end up in your creation, and so there's a little bit of that like here for roleplay. But definitely when you're like all alone, it's just you and your tablet. You know, it's kind
true.
of a big deal.
I mean, if any streamer ever wants like a really sort of, I think kind of an exposed experience, like try that. It's really, I have so much more respect for anyone who does that on any level, because you got to keep in mind, like, of course, then you've got chat. Right, chat can tell you you're bad at a game or whatever.
Did anyone tell you you suck at drawing?
Yeah, your art sucks.
No,
because if not, the next one they do, I'm making some alt accounts.
No, you know what it was, JP? It wasn't that like people saying you suck. That is not a big deal. It's people saying, well, why don't you do it X way or Y way? When I'm like, partially it's because I have no fucking idea how, and I'm learning, right? Like, so that is the hard part, I think, in the world of creative stream. I mean, not for someone that knows what the fuck they're doing, but like I was writing down on my like canvas, because I've like created a canvas for every time I do one of these, and I write down like what I learned or how to, and like in the first one I learned how to like actually fucking rotate the canvas so that I could, you know, just like I would a piece of paper. That was like a huge deal to me, but to anyone who's been doing this for 20 years, that's like, you're a fucking baby. And it's like, yes, I'm a baby. Like, that's exactly it.
Are you gonna do any more?
Fuck yeah, man. It was fun.
You gonna do some roleplay fan art?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just Peony, that's it.
Yeah, only Peony. Only Peony.
I'll draw a Peony all day. We were talking about using that Fricks picture as a way to learn how to ink and possibly color, because it's sort of already done. So yeah, I definitely see that. You know, I'm inspired by all the fan art. You guys were talking about it earlier. I see two in my Skypes now, but this shit's amazing. I'm, you know, inspired by guys like Gears Art that does,
he does some
creative
crazy
and stuff. And I was literally pre-Christmas, I was just thinking to myself, because I'm sitting there on my Christmas list, and I didn't get a tablet for Christmas. I ended up just buying it anyway. But I was like, you know, that was something I love to do so much. And to see it, like, to see Twitch and streaming and, like, that come together, I was like, I'm fucking dumb to not at least, like, try it. I loved it so much, so, like, why not? It was a really fucking kick-ass experience. I'm going to do that again. I get it. I fucking get it now. Creative makes sense.
Is this? Are you talking about this image? I haven't seen this image in so long. Holy shit!
The one on the phone, operator?
No, this one.
What? Which one? Oh yeah.
Fricks.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about. There's a different one. That's a fan art.
Yeah.
I drew my character, but
they
based
okay,
that
I remember that.
Fricks off of my fan art. Yeah, off of my own art. Is that what that is? If that's fan art, is mine own art?
I guess, yeah. I think that's.
You can be a fan of your own character.
Okay.
One would hope.
Okay.
One would hope that you are.
I don't know. There's been a couple characters I didn't really like.
Like, I'm playing the worst character. I hate this character. I mean, I think you could be a fan. I think you'd be a fan of a character who's a total dirtbag and you want to drive him into the ground. But.
I didn't like my Pendragon character that much.
Well, I mean, who liked Pendragon to begin with, right? Like,
nobody.
No one liked that game.
Fucking boring.
It was.
Steven, I don't care. I fucking hated Pendragon.
Oh, poor Steven.
It wasn't.
He made good stories out of it, but I still hate it. There's the system not.
Turns out that role-playing games, like every other kind of game ever, some people will like them and some people will not. That's the thing, like games like that, it's way better to have a game that's like really polarizing like that, because there are people who Pendragon, like, it's such a good game for them, it's better than being like, yeah, everybody kind of is meh about this game. We're just gonna play a game that's meh, whatever.
It was only fun when we went off script, like the game script or whatever. Not like we didn't actually have a script for the show, but we had a script for the
You
game.
didn't have Ryan's script? I had it.
Well, I mean, some people had it, but we weren't following it too closely. But anyways, Kaitlyn, have you done any creative streams lately? Have you drawn anything?
Not for not for like a month. I was like streaming myself doing video editing and stuff, but just like not anything crazy. I streamed myself 2 months ago. I was gonna stream myself making a website, and then as I was starting, I was just like, wow, this is so intimate. Like, I don't make websites for people.
Yeah,
just
there you
because
go.
I was like, it's so, there's like weird things that I do. There's like design stuff that I do. Like, you get an idea and you explore it. And I'm like, I know like most people won't like this, but I like this. And so I just ended up editing one that I already had. I was like, oh my God, like I can't do this.
It's too
So
much.
I just edited one that I had instead.
It was too much. What have you been up to? It's been 2 months. That's weird as shit.
Well, let's see. Last month I got legendary in Hearthstone. 2 days ago I won a tournament.
Nice.
Almost being GM in StarCraft for a year. Got Evil Adam to come back out. I'd say that's my greatest victory. So, is there anything else you wanted to know about me, or are we done here?
Should we just move on? I mean, that's a good breath
Bam.
of accomplishments. Knocked it out. Dodger.
I mean, I didn't get engaged, but
Yeah, Dodger got engaged.
I did. Yay.
I'm sorry, are you tired of talking about it yet?
It's more like if I'm around somebody who I know has heard me talk about it multiple times, I like feel cringy talking about it because I know that they've heard the same story like 8 times. Right? So I'm just like, when people ask me or say like, congratulations, I'm like, oh, thank you. Okay, moving on. Yeah, I'm like super jazzed, super excited. I didn't see it coming at all. Sam said that JP helped him come up with the proposal. So good guy,
Only
JP.
briefly.
and you said yes.
I did. It was
was
really
pretty
good.
Wow.
It was a combination of great things. He made me a game.
I
He
still
made a
want to see the
text-based game
dialogue
for
that he
me.
put into the game. Like that, I'm most interested to
it's-
see how like
It's so
what
great.
Sam actually wrote. That's what I want to
It's
see.
So great.
Did he record it, by the way? I told him
He
to record
did.
it.
He did.
You got to
yeah,
show
he
that at the wedding or something.
He recorded the whole thing. Yeah, and I actually went to look at it today because he threw it in Dropbox for me so that I had it. And
Did you
the
start
second
crying
half
again?
of the video is just me sobbing and asking if, like, going through all of our friends and being like, does this person know? Did this person know? What about this person? Did they know? And like, so many people knew. I was like, damn it. How did I not see this coming? But yeah, it was awesome. It was really, really, really good holiday season for me.
There you go. How was you spent time in London? You've been over there before, but did you do anything exciting?
Shannon, Chris, Sam, and I all went to a Great Gatsby themed New Year's Eve dinner, which was a shit show because London is just balls on New Year's, because apparently what happens is they do like New Year's fireworks, and the mayor of London, is that accurate? Is there a mayor of London?
I don't know. I don't know
It's
how.
a city. It has
Isn't it Parliament? I don't know.
Whoever's like running London.
Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah, Queen Elizabeth was like, you know, people like to hang out on the bridges and watch the fireworks. So what we should do is we should shut down all the bridges and make people pay for tickets to stand on the bridge.
Oh, nice.
So,
What?
it took us over an hour to get to our dinner, like past the time that we were supposed to be there, because our Uber driver drove us as far as he could, and then he was like, well, all the bridges are down, have fun, bye guys. We were like, fuck.
Did you have to
Okay.
walk across the bridge?
We tried to walk across 3 bridges. All of them were shut down, but all of the previous bridges had told us that they were not shut down. They were like, oh, if you just go down to this street, that one's open.
But
And we'd
in
get
a
there and they'd
London
be like,
accent-
where's your ticket?
They had
Huh?
a British accent, right?
Yeah, I'm just impressed that you told that whole story without.
I know, without turning into Oliver Twist.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get better about it.
My immersion's
Uh,
just ruined now that Adam pointed that out.
I'm just imagining your Uber driver in like a little cap and a vest. Like, hop in, mate.
Up shopping, everybody. We're gonna go to London.
I can see Sam just like rolling his eyes right now across the world, hearing the signal
Sparkling.
somehow.
Yeah.
Just like, oh fuck, she's
He's
doing
asleep,
it again.
But it shook him awake.
Yep.
The shivers.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, we finally got to dinner, and it was awesome. And there was this little old lady who was like fully dressed in 20s gear. We were all 20s out, but this one old lady who was like maybe 90, like super old, was like fully in flapper gear. And Shannon said that she went into the bathroom and saw this old lady under the hand dryer going like this, like in the bathroom. And we were like, some people are doing the full-on Gatsby experience. There are definitely some struggles going on amongst the older people in this establishment. It was good.
Nice.
I would just want to one day be the old lady who goes into the bathroom and plants myself underneath a hand dryer. It just does this.
I believe in that future for you.
Yeah.
Thank
Dodger.
you.
I believe in you. You can
I
do
hope.
it. You can have all the things you ever wanted.
There you go.
One day.
What else besides London and getting engaged? Anything?
I got tonsillitis for the first time in my life.
Well, that's fun.
Nice.
Yeah, because I guess in America we take people's tonsils out
Yeah.
fairly often. So I don't think I've ever known anybody who gets tonsillitis or has tonsillitis. I don't know. Like, I know a couple of people who have wound up with strep, and apparently those are different things.
Yeah.
But in England, they don't take your tonsils out. So people
Yeah,
just
is
get
that a thing?
tonsillitis.
Like I have my.
Really?
Does everybody here still have their tonsils?
I saw.
You can't just
Yeah, I
have
still got
that.
mine.
Yeah.
Oh, you can see it.
I'm right back there.
Nice
Uh,
uvula, Kaitlyn.
Ew. So.
How was that? How was having tonsillitis, Dodger?
It was just great.
Just time of
I
your
had-
life. Fantastic.
I had all of these like dark red spots all over my throat, and the doctor said she had literally never seen anything like it, and gave me the most confused look and said, "I guess we'll put you on antibiotics." And I was like, "Jesus Christ, really?"
Look, it's never been this bad before. Looks over at Sam. We're gonna have to put her down.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
We might have to kill her.
Well, we got like, should we just like recap and then just take a break?
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's just do
Yes.
that.
Because
I don't remember
It's gonna take us
anything.
the 15 minutes to get sorted. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Boy.
I know we just finished a fight.
Yeah. There was a big
Did we?
gunfight. One of the like 3 we've ever had. Yeah, it was the fight. You were sneaking in to try to get Flores out of the Council Island Universal Brotherhood facility, and Crusher stepped on a stick and didn't tell anybody that he made a bunch of noise.
Oh,
It was
God,
a failed
that's right.
stealth roll.
Fuck, crap.
And then there was some stuff with the magic wall and some gunfire, and one of Gavin's drones, one of Go-Kart's drones, got blown up. That was also the bit in which Bon like direct brain interfaced with Gavin. You just plugged into his brain,
Yeah.
which he was kind of about. But all of that came about as a result of the boat of the pizza party and riding the Za over to the island and then sneaking on. There was some awkwardness with Magic and Rainbow prior to that. Yeah, that face, that's appropriate. And I think like at this point you had just finished the fight. The hired Satyr Krupp mercenaries were all like out, and the alarm was going off. Right, you're out in the woods. There's like pine trees everywhere. It's dark.
Yeah, we were making our way to the compound because Breakdown knew where to go.
Did we kill all of the people that tried to run away from us?
Yes. Yeah,
I did.
you had.
Yes, you guys did
you
nothing.
killed.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did.
You'd killed all of the people who had come to get you, but it wasn't everybody. It wasn't like all of the all the available
Every last
spots.
guard.
All of them. Just every guard on Earth is dead now. You've killed them all.
No.
It's weird. And then you had done Breakdown. You did a little brain scan action to find out
Right.
some stuff, but it wasn't like super like clear. It wasn't like a run through, but basically they were they were in a facility somewhere like underground. I think you got that information. But you know a little bit about the security and kind of how that operates. So there's a building nearish by where the soldiers had come out of. There's like the barracks, and then there's the like big main compound itself, and then some other like smaller outbuildings.
Okay.
And I think y'all had been trying to like decide where to go or what the next step was.
And to backtrack even further than that, we're
Sure.
here to get a guy because the contract is to find the
Javier.
guy, to find Javier.
Yeah. It's been a long and storied trip from
Been
there
the
to
dumbest long mission ever that Bonbon signed us on for, if I remember correctly.
here. I mean, yeah, Bonbon got y'all signed up for it back in the day because because you need to pay for your new cyber hand, your special cyber hand, and also for some other sort of psychological dependency reasons, it seems. But that was the original plan. It was you're finishing a job that Moto had given you, where her and her team, the team that she was working with, had gotten Javier Flores on a plane and sent him to Seattle, and then he disappeared, and nobody was going to get paid until he got into the hands of his new handlers, his new corporation that he belongs to. But
Roger, that's a question.
Yeah.
Didn't
Did
I
it.
when I went in his brain I saw Javier, right?
I don't remember if you saw Javier specifically.
Pretty sure I did.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we know where he's at.
Yeah, the guy. Oh, here's it. So you used an image of Javier, but you've never seen, like, this guy doesn't know who Javier is by name. So he recognized a person in their facility as Javier, but he didn't know his name.
And he was in the barracks?
You saw him in his room. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He would be in the facility.
And I guess for the other characters too, Breakdown got out of the Shadowrunning game and doesn't want to be a part of it anymore, right, Dodger?
Yeah.
Or sorry,
Right, Trader?
he doesn't want to. I saw that's gonna take some getting. I figured it out, and then we break for 2 months, and now it's all
And then
fucked.
it's all over. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. You saw him like watching TV or something in the facility. Yeah, and so yeah, you're kind of like, and that's been the sort of the tension through the whole mission, right? Is that like Crusher had we'd seen some flashbacks for you of what your sort of more serious shadowrunning past was in the last year, and then you kind of want to be like a real shadowrunner, but you're stuck with these goons,
Right.
And yeah, Bonbon, you and Breakdown have been having some tension around, like, yeah, you promised me we were gonna get out of this, but we got to do another Shadowrun. But you gotta you gotta keep hacking.
And is Breakdown
Bonbon.
a vet, or does he actually work at a medical place?
Yeah, it's like a clinic for humans, and
Yeah.
and
Okay. Crusher still believes that you work at a veterinary hospital.
No. I work
I'm just making that canon from now on. That's canon. You work at a vet. You're a
All
vet.
right.
He's got to find a way to insult you, so that's the way to insult you, among others.
Great.
veterinarian for birds.
And then Knight's Ass, did you go back on tour after Tokyo? Is that, or do we not really know much of like what happened about you?
I don't know that we know.
You haven't revealed that much, right?
I had a bunch of flashbacks.
I know you had a bunch of flashbacks, but did you? Well, I mean, what happened? You tell me.
I did some touring, yeah.
Okay. And what else? Like, what were some of the flashbacks just to catch up, people?
One of them was feeling really desolate and being all alone, and then that's where I grabbed Mr. Extreme. And what did he say to me, Adam? Like, you're the only one I have in your voice.
Something like that. Yeah, don't abandon me. You're the only one I have. Or something like that. Yeah. poor Mr. Extreme, taken from his home country of Japan, and he doesn't know anybody. He doesn't understand the language. He just interfaces with poor Knight's Ass. Yeah, I remember that one.
And I was also touring, and Young Taiga was my bodyguard.
That's right. Yeah, the adventures of Knight's Ass and Young Taiga.
Yeah, of course. And then
Yes.
that was Adam's opportunity to just give everyone what they wanted. Just all the Young Taiga backstory. Just give it to us. And you did, but
Yeah.
I still want more. So, and then there was also just a backstory with Knight's Ass, and that's all you know.
Yeah, we saw her parents, right, in one of the flashbacks. Yeah, cool.
Cool. So we're outside in the field. We're running towards the barracks.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say you're like running necessarily. You're just like,
walking.
yeah, you're out in the woods on Council Island. There's this distant sound of the alarm going off, and and there's like the buildings around, all the lights are kind of coming on, aside from the one that you shot out, Crusher. I definitely remember that.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And there's
right.
gonna be you have some time between the dispatched guards and the next like wave, when the reinforcements come. So you do have a minute to like figure stuff out. But I guess Breakdown, you're the one that now like knows where to go, right? You know that he's somewhere under the like main building.
And
yeah,
just
I
like
know where he is, but I don't remember where that was. Like Brooke Dodger doesn't remember where that was.
yeah. But Breakdown does.
Breakdown knows though.
Yeah, like you know where the like special guests or whatever are being kept, and they're not in the like main building, but there are sub levels below it, and he's in one of those.
I had
Cool.
attached to Gavin
Mhm.
and used his drone to, I
Yeah.
believe, that drone came back, right? If I recall.
He lost one, but you
Right.
have you still have Rodan and King Kong.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I think we're good. All the players had no idea where the fuck we were. I mean, we had some
Did we
idea.
loot all the corpses?
Yeah, like if they just have their field kit, right? They have their gun, they have a couple of
There's
extra
no gold or
magazines.
XP. It's a fucking Adam game. What are you talking about?
Well, there might
when
be
we get-
credentials to swipe in.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. You're right. No,
I
you got it.
mean-
it's a good call.
Yes, yeah, you can
Also-
have a
I
magnetic.
know you're
like
scared
a
of blood
key
and
card.
everything, but
What? I'm not scared. I don't know what that means. Do you want to do the karma rewards as well before we take a quick break?
Yeah, sure.
that happened.
So for the rewards that no one remember why you got them.
Yep. I mean, I'll remember. I remember killing everyone, and then Dodger saved me. So I
Yes.
think Dodger's gonna get maybe MVP. I don't know who's gonna get role playing. We didn't really
Let's
talk
see.
much.
So we'll start with embodiment.
What about
so
armor?
embodiment is the karma award for role playing in a believable and entertaining manner. Crusher, you got this one.
I don't know how, but okay.
Whatever you did,
The trip. It
keep
was
it
the-
up.
Was it the trip on the pizza party?
Oh yeah, because I went against my character. Then we had like a new rule thing. What are those called? The belief and instinct, and then mine was like to do something, and I got it because of that. I remember that.
Yeah, you were really pushing your beliefs and instincts and stuff that session.
Yeah, you really did those things.
You
Yep,
did the
that
thing.
happened.
You were
That happened.
awarded for the award.
There you go.
And then, so Breakdown, technically Breakdown won both Team Worker and MVP, but you can't get both. So let's see what's the closest. Okay, so MVP, so most valuable player goes to a player making like one big action that helped the party get forward. And the margin of success here is closer for Crusher for this one. So Crusher, we'll give you MVP. And then
Okay.
Breakdown, you get Team Worker by
Thank you.
action.
So I got two karmas?
Yeah, and so those are worth one karma apiece.
I got two karmas.
Dude,
What's up, Bon Bon?
what is this about? This armor? Putting armor on?
What?
Huh?
Huh?
By the way,
Oh.
fuck you, Crusher, because I have 19 karma. All right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you'll be useful one day.
Save up for that computer. So you're the guy that finishes Final Fantasy with 26 elixirs in your inventory.
Yeah.
That's actually every person ever.
Believe it, I am. Yeah.
Look at all these elixirs I have.
I think the armor thing that everyone's talking about in chat is that you stole armor off of, stole one of the dead bodies. You took
Laura,
armor off of.
You
to
really
give to
steal
me.
from a dead man? I
You
mean,
really steal from
Oh,
a
that's
dude
right.
who's dead. I mean, his life energy's gone, right?
Right,
Like, as
right.
a person, he ceases to
I don't even
exist.
believe in property, man. Yeah.
Okay.
So you took
you have-
armor
you have
for the
armor.
guy. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how to add that to my shit, but
Oh yeah, because you didn't have any armor. They
Yeah.
were wearing armored clothing, I think, or no, they had armored jackets. So It's 5 ballistic armor and 3 impact armor.
So the jacket sleeves and like here on breakdown.
I want to put one of those things on too.
Yeah, if you don't already have armor, you can take an armor jacket from
I mean,
the
I have clothing, but I want to look like a badass going into this place.
All right.
Okay.
We all good?
Cool. Yeah, and then at the beginning, after we come back from the break, we'll get everybody's new belief, instinct, and goal. So think about that while we're...
Yeah, basically what Adam's saying is fucking have a belief, instinct, and goal.
Just have one, for the love of God, please. Have thought of something your character believes in, or wants to do, or gives even half a shit about. Just think about it. You got like 5 minutes.
You got like
can
5
go,
minutes.
so.
You got like
I
5
believe in
minutes.
you.
All right, let's take a quick break. That's the first hour, although it was kind of a catch-up and recap hour. But we'll come back and actually start Mirrorshades right after this, so don't go anywhere. More roleplay coming up. Or I guess roleplay actually begins right after this break. We'll see you then.
Bye.